As I think about our path forward in streaming, we have a number of clear opportunities to further position our DTC business for success. First, as a significant step toward creating a growth business, I'm pleased to announce that we will soon begin offering a one-app experience domestically that incorporates our Hulu content via Disney+.
I knew it.
Wow.
And while we continue to offer Disney+, Hulu, and
that means they're
ESPN+
buying out Hulu.
as standalone options, this is a logical progression of our DTC offerings that will provide greater opportunities for advertisers while giving bundle subscribers access to more robust and streamlined content.
There's been a lot of Wall Street analysts talking about them wanting to do this. That's why this is coming up.
More unified streaming experience. We will begin to roll out this one-app offering by the end of the calendar year, and we look forward to sharing more details in the future.
That's aggressive. That
Besides
means
the near-term macro headwinds of the overall
They want
marketplace
King of the Hill
today,
bad.
The advertising potential of this combined platform is incredibly exciting. And when you drill down into the details, you can see why. Over 40% of our domestic advertising portfolio is addressable, including streaming, which we
I watch Hulu 5 to 10 times more than I do Disney+.
We're also focused on the growth opportunity in programmatic advertising, and we are well positioned to scale as the market improves and audiences continue to grow.
They can't get Disney Plus to profitability by itself by 2024. That's why.
Is he getting ready
All of these factors
to
combined
put Disney Plus as a premium tier
on the
of
right
Hulu?
path for streaming's long-term profitability.
It's a good question.
The strength of our content, the one-app experience, and the enormous advertising potential that comes with it, rationalizing the volume of the content we make and what we're spending.
They would decimate subs if they do that.
Windowing opportunities, recalibrating
I don't
our
think they would go that
investments
far.
internationally.
Integrating Hulu into the Disney Plus app is intriguing, so I wanted to continue that conversation. When Disney Plus was launched, you noted consumers should not have to buy through your entertainment content to get to Marvel and Star Wars and Disney and Pixar content, and you thought at the time having separate services to give consumers choice was the right approach. Is that still the right approach, to have multiple services to give consumer choice? And if the answer is yes, but you want the efficiency and flexibility of a single app, that would suggest that Disney Plus is finally turning into a platform. And I'm just curious if you see the opportunity to broaden the number of subscriptions that can live on that Disney Plus platform, or if you can expand the monetization of that platform in other ways while maintaining a premium experience for consumers. And if I could just add one for Christine, is fiscal 3Q the peak for streaming losses? Thank you both.
I need me some glory hole. Thank you, Patrick. That's awesome.
On the integrated app experience that we announced today, that's for consumers that have subscribed to both services for now. So in other words, it's taking what we call the dual bundle and putting it together in one experience, which is obviously good for consumers. Why have to close out one app and open another one? So it becomes a one-app experience. We also think that it will benefit basically consumption in general, lower churn, be more attractive. It's just an all-in-one. It's a bigger platform, basically more content than it offered before. Outside the United States,
they're going to have to compensate Comcast for that.
Which doesn't have all the programming
unless you
of Hulu,
buy it.
but it has a significant amount, and it's working quite well. And it's one of the reasons why we're going to launch that as an advertiser-supported platform, as Christine mentioned. So I think to answer your question, we're bullish about an app that goes well beyond the Disney Plus branded content and includes general entertainment, which maybe at one point I called undifferentiated. That was a little harsh. But it includes quality, curated general entertainment for the purpose of growing advertising, growing subscriber fees, growing engagement, growing lessening churn, and to address one part of your question, reducing costs.
And we'll eventually incorporate ESPN.
Hi, Doug, and I'll answer your
if you guys kind of want to get into the discussion briefly about what we heard, especially with Disney Plus, let's start there. Because that is this whole Disney Plus Hulu thing. And as I said in the middle of this call going on, I said, look, this whole issue of combining Disney Plus and Hulu to like a unified login, right?
Mm-hmm.
I get that. That makes sense. That's what other places are trying to do, like Warner is trying to do right now with transitioning to Max instead of HBO to try to unify a lot of things, at least in terms of the public view of it. But that seems to imply to me heavily that they have to do something with Comcast and their 30%-ish ownership stake of Hulu, and then also the loss of subscribers in the quarter that Mando came out. What happened here? So, guys, take it away. Lorena, take it away for a minute here.
I see this as the eventual merging of Disney Plus and Hulu, and then therefore the merging of ESPN Plus with all of them together eventually. And I'm not saying tomorrow, I'm not even saying in 5 years, I'm saying eventually. I see them going back to the cable model here and having all of it under one service. Now there's a bunch of different ways that it can look like that, but I don't see Comcast having a problem with the ad sales on Hulu going up, but I do agree that they have to be eyeing the purchase of those additional shares. They have that put call arrangement that if Comcast wants to sell it, if Comcast, sell their, there's nothing that Disney can do to say no. And if Disney wants to buy it, there's nothing that Comcast can do to say no. It is headed that direction, and they will have to move heaven and earth to make a change. Peacock is actually doing well right now. So they really have no reason. And I do believe NBC has a better library of content above ABC's and Fox's. That's just gut feeling on that. But when people quote things on the internet, they're generally going more for the NBC shows as opposed to the ABC and Fox shows.
And I would have to agree with you. Sorry, Jonas, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. And I think if they're only going to be putting content on Disney Plus in a sparing rate, it makes much more sense for Disney Plus to be the premium luxury add-on to Hulu than it does to have it as its own streaming service. The kids' content is the outlier here because Bluey, and Moana and Encanto and all of these things drive that steady viewership, and Disney has said they're not intending on putting as much or any ads on the kids' content. I'm really surprised that they're doing that, but then I realized when they want to reach kids, they just put it in their own indoctrination. Yeah, I'll throw that in there for free. If they aren't planning on making ads off of kids, the move of Disney Plus to Hulu makes a lot more sense to me. Okay, somebody else take it.
No, I was just going to say, remember when this call first started, I said, why is Iger giving props to Universal for Super Mario Brothers? I've never seen that before from him. And then we find out about what's going on with merging, Disney Plus with Hulu. And of course, as you guys mentioned earlier about the option that, if Comcast sells their stake, Disney has to purchase it. So it makes me wonder if Iger's trying to grease the wheels, so to speak, for that to happen. But also, speaking of Hulu, just from my own viewing habits, I watch Peacock Plus more than I watch Disney Plus. I've had Hulu for I think like probably 15 years. So now I have a package with Disney Plus where I pay a big 1 penny for Disney Plus, but the majority of my time is watching Hulu. So with this merging into one application, while it does make sense, I do not have a lot of faith in Disney IT. So you're going to merge technically 3 services into one app, 3 different authentications into one application. I don't see that rolling out very easily, especially with how aggressive this timeline is. Just something to keep an eye on, because if that rollout is not smooth, people are not going to be happy.
They are diminished at the box office. They're diminished on Disney Plus. They are diminished on linear. Well, they have ESPN, right? And they have Hulu that I guess they're going to now saddle with Disney Plus, because Hulu is somewhat successful and Disney Plus isn't. And this is just, we've really reached a point now where the company, I think, there's going to be pressure now in internal and external, on the company to begin making major tonal and directive shifts. Valiant, what did you think?
Renegade Online.